No.
You got it.
No, this is fine. This is perfectly fine.
That's it.
All right, everybody. I always say all right, everybody, and I hate that I do that.
No, it's a thing. You have to say it.
Hey, everybody, Cousin Jim. I'm here in Save on Tackle with the manager, Matt Toscano. Is that correct on your last name?
That is correct, yeah.
All right, so he manages this store, but the reason I came down to meet Matt is he has BFT right here. Look at all these guys. This is BFT. Tell me what my mind tells me it stands for. Big effing tunas or bluefin tuna, but what does it really stand for?
It's all up to the person, but legally it is big effing tuna. So when you hear BFT, hopefully you're catching a big effing tuna. That's the last thing that you say when the fish comes over the board, overboard.
I caught a 173 pounder on one just a couple weeks ago.
That's awesome to hear, and that is a big effing tuna.
It was big. It wore me out. He was hooked in the gill and gill plated, but came to the boat, worked like a champ, man.
Awesome. That's what we like to hear.
So I'm down here to meet Matt and to find out what he's got going. So when did you start BFT?
So BFT Tackle, I started it back in 2021. Kind of a thing around past COVID. Something to get jigs into our market. Something that was real popular around the time and still is today. So we started the company around 2021. And we started designing everything, and the rest is history. We started, expanding our different lines and playing with different materials, different shapes and colors and materials and stuff. And that's how we kind of came about to BFT.
And how old are you, Matt?
I'm 23.
23, and you've got your own tackle company already.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to start young, I guess, huh?
You got to get started. That's one of the things I really like about fishing in this industry here is there's a lot of young guys. There's a lot of young captains now. There's guys taking over the tackle shops that are young. Like you're the manager at 23 years of age. That's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
So what is the first jig you ever made?
So the first jig I ever made is actually not here on the table right now, but give me 1 second. I'm going to pull one out.
Okay.
We have it right here. This is one of the first jigs we came up with in BFT and back in 2021. This was our Maguro, our first ever design that we came out with in 2021. It's kind of what we fished for the past 2 years. Prior to this year, we had them out, and this is what gave us our start. This alongside our regular BFT HD assist hooks that we have right there. We only had a couple SKUs along the line when we first started, but now we have well over 100 products that we stock.
It's growing. Now, just a few minutes ago when we were talking and you were setting everything up, I asked about mustad hooks versus your hooks and that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
And what Matt just told me was the black label here, this is actually a mustad hook, and then he has them rigged in these packages. So the black label is mustad and the white label here is BKKs.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So we work with two different hook manufacturers to get all our stuff to fit different needs in our industry. So these ones are the new BFT XB assist hooks. These are made with mustad hooks, and we get them wrapped with our own guys. So these ones, the reason they're made out of with mustad hooks is because they have a larger barb, and by having a larger barb, you have a lower chance of losing the fish. And the other ones are white packet. These are BKK. These are going to have a slightly small barb. Still a really awesome hook, and it's one of my preferred hooks to use. And that's what we started with, and we keep using BKK because we're a big supporter of BKK. Great hooks, and especially when we get them wrapped for BFT. So we use those two manufacturers for hooks.
So when I walked through the store, I told them about the difference between what's going on with the lures and the jigs and stuff this year. And so tell us about last year, like the rip rollers type hooks with the sardines being out there, being plentiful, and then the bait being smaller this year. So how did that come about?
Yeah, so last year we had a lot of bait in the water, a lot of big sardines, so you can get away with using your regular knife jigs. And this year we did notice that there is a lot more of anchovies and smaller bait around, like the small 4-inch to maybe 5-inch sardines and baits out there. So we started using tungsten last year to really make our baits a lot smaller and really match the hatch. So this right here is our BFT TG. They're available in 250 and 300 grams. However, we are making a 350 and a 400 gram that's going to be dropping here pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. So the reason we use tungsten is to really imitate the bait. You'll notice that the anchovies are, you know, about the size of your fingers, and that's about a 250 gram jig right there. That's the same size as your fingers there. And if you compare it to, let's say
I'll hold that right there.
Yeah, you can get yourself you know, an 80 gram jig like this, and it's about the same profile, but you know, 2 times the weight, nearly.
So what I found is if you've got a lot of wind pushing the boat or the current's going fast, that the heavier weight in the low profile gets down.
Definitely.
And that is making all the difference on whether you're catching fish or watching people next to you catch fish.
Exactly, yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it's first one down. It's typically the first one bit. So I'm a big believer in that. And having tungsten is just a smaller profile bait that has less water resistance going on the way down. So that's just gonna translate into a quicker sink rate and hopefully more bites for you as an angler.
So you told me earlier about taking this and noticing that the eddy bombs had started working, where people were just using round sinkers and putting hooks on them.
Yes.
And that was working. And that came about because some of the fish, when they were sucking the bait in, the sinker was going through the gills, the fish was flushing it out, but then they were catching the fish with the sinker
dangling,
dangling on the outside. They're going, oh, they're eating these sinkers.
Yes.
And that's how the eddy bomb came about. But you improved on the eddy bomb by taking this jig, and what did you do?
So in 2022, when we started noticing the eddy bomb getting bit very well, we decided to come out with a jig that would really imitate the eddy bomb, but with our own little twist to it. At the time, one of the best-selling jigs here at the shop and in all of California was the Nomad Streaker. So we got the Nomad Streaker, and it's you know, it's flat-sidedness and kind of got some of its you know, characteristics, and a 16-ounce torpedo sinker. We used our system called CAD, and we got it combined together, and we created what is now known as the BFT or I jig. And it's been really popular for a lot of the anglers here for the past couple years, because it's a torpedo shaped jig that gets down there quick and keeps you vertical.
Sorry about that phone, guys.
Hey, no
I
problem.
just never know when it's going to go off. So this is Matt. If you need anything, you can hit him up. You got a website?
Yeah, you can reach us at bfttackle.com, or you can, you know, check us out here at Save on Tackle, or all of the other shops that carry our stuff.
And if you want to get a hold of me, I can get a hold of Matt now. Today's the first day I met him, but he's got some good stuff going here. I can't wait to get out there, and he's going to send me a little package in the mail. I can't wait to see what comes, and I'm going to fish it on my next tuna trip, I'm sure. So if you guys like these videos, hit that subscribe button. Follow me, Cousin Jim.
Don't forget to follow.